On this episode, we're diving into the Winnipeg Jets series post-game. We're talking Cole Caufield, Corey Perry, Carey Price, and Tyler Toffoli, and more. We're going to take a quick gander around the league as the teams start to get eliminated, and we're going to talk about the Masterton trophy at some point in time. Stay tuned for this episode of Fumble Puck with Ashley and Noah. Welcome back, everybody. This is Fumble Puck with Ashley and Noah. Ashley, wow.
Wow is right. Wow, indeed.
This is crazy. We swept the Jets. We swept them. They didn't win a single game. We crushed them.
We did. And who saw that coming? I said it as a joke to my mom. I didn't really mean it.
As everybody predicted, the Montreal Canadiens are in the conference final.
And we the North. Yep.
I don't know how I feel about the We the North thing. I think it's a Raptors thing.
I hate the Raptors, so it was totally a slight to them. That's why I said it.
Why do you hate the Raptors?
Because I don't like any Toronto team.
Oh, okay. I get that. Okay, that's fair. I liked the We the North thing for the Raptors. I thought it was brilliant marketing because they're the only Canadian team, right? Like it was really a standalone thing. Like,
well, they had the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yeah, they've been gone forever, forever.
They still existed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm just saying they weren't the original. Like they aren't the only original Canadian team. That's all.
No, they're the only one that has been in the league. That's the whole point of the campaign, right? They stand alone in Canada for basketball, so that's why it was cool.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't like basketball, and B, I just don't like the Toronto team. So
I like the Blue Jays. I'm okay with them. They're fun.
Nope. They're part of the
like
reason.
The Expos more. But when I was a kid, before I knew I was supposed to hate everything Toronto, I liked the Blue Jays. I didn't learn until older. Like I was older that I was supposed to hate them. So I kind of kept my love of the Blue Jays anyways. And now that there's no Expos to watch, I will go to a Blue Jays game, no problem.
Okay, I hate the Blue Jays. They're part of the reason we don't have a team here, and I can't stand them. And I'm a diehard Expos fan, so not cool. Blue Jays, not cool.
Yeah, we used to go to Expos games all the time. Me and my buddies. Like when there was 100 people in the stands, we were one of the 100.
We had season tickets for like 30 years, my family. For Expos and Habs, actually, but that's a whole other story. But
why did you get rid of your Habs tickets?
We did not.
Okay, good. That's the right answer.
It was my grandfather's tickets with his brothers. And when my grandfather died, we lost. So there was like 5 of them in the family, and 3 of them died within 6 months of each other. And my cousin apparently took over the tickets, and he did whatever he wanted and didn't offer them to anybody else. So we don't know where they are. I know his kids were sitting behind the glass. We had like 2 sets of tickets. We were season ticket holders for like, I don't know, 40, 50 years. Like it was a long time. And I don't know if he still has them or if he sold them or gave them to his company. I don't know what happened, but I've never been asked to go to a game with my own family season tickets. So I don't know. It's kind of annoying.
That sucks.
And they were like right behind the glass in the corner. And then another one was like center ice. We had amazing seats.
My tickets are up in the upper bowl, but it's the Bell Center. There's no bad seats, right? Like they're just great.
Ours were at the Forum, and then they transferred over here to whatever they are. I don't know what they are here. I've never been. So with those tickets, I've been, just not with those tickets.
I've gone to a game before, right? You've seen.
I've gone with you to one game.
Yeah.
Against Columbus, I want to say.
I love the Jackets. They're in so deep right now. Although, if they're going to trade Seth Jones. If they trade Seth Jones at the draft for a first-round pick, because it's very possible, right?
They're going to have 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, and then there's a like they don't know what's happening with Laine, right? They might trade Patrick Laine also. Like imagine they have like 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, but this is such a shitty draft to have that in because we don't know.
Not really.
I don't know.
Like here's the thing about the draft that I think really matters when it comes to people talking about it. Everyone's like, oh, the draft is a weaker draft year, but then those same GMs are saying, oh, it's really hard to scout players this year. Well, it has to be like, it can't be both, you know?
Well, I meant more in the scouting because like, it's such a, like, this is the one year I would get rid of my first round pick because who knows? Like you haven't watched these players play for over a year, you know?
Yeah, but I still think your top 20-ish picks are all kind of reasonable projections, right? So like in any given draft year, out of the 209 players that are drafted or whatever, you always get like 20 to 28 NHLers. You know, like the strong draft and weak draft don't really matter. The only difference in this draft is there's no like high-end super franchise number 1. So, and they're not picking first anyway, so it's good, right?
That we know of. Who knows?
Yeah, in terms of rankings, like Owen Power is not he's not going to be a first ballot all-star kind of rock star. He's not.
No, of course not. No, I know.
Like, he might be, but it doesn't seem like it. Do you know when Owen Power's birthday is?
Your birthday.
It is my birthday and Ivy's birthday. Ivy's my daughter. And Yvonne Cournoyer's birthday.
Aw. Do you know when Yaroslav Spacek's birthday is?
Is it your birthday?
Yeah. I have him and Mike Richards. I don't really have a great birthday with NHLers, but I have Jennifer Aniston in real life. So, I mean, like life outside of hockey. So, like, what? Winning. Yeah.
More people die on my birthday. I have more famous death days than birthdays. So, like, JFK was assassinated on my birthday. Michael Hutchins from INXS was assassinated on my birthday. Blackbeard the pirate died. Michael Hutchins was not assassinated. He passed on my birthday. And Blackbeard the pirate died on my birthday.
I'm sorry. That's really
weird, right?
I'm looking at my birthday for terms of not death, but I have Whitney Houston died on my 30th birthday, which was really sad.
Wasn't that the same day as Michael Jackson?
No, Michael Jackson died in June. Whitney Houston died on my birthday. Very sad. On my 30th, as I was driving to Steak Flit, the news broke that she died. It was very, very sad.
Yeah.
Ryan Lindgren is born on my birthday, too. That's not a very good one, but...
Charlie Lindgren's brother.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Oh, Eddie Shack. He was born on my birthday, too.
You think Lindgren's going to be with the team next year?
Our Lindgren?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Andrew Hammond is also born on my birthday. Remember the Hamburglar?
How could I forget? I was driving back from Toronto for work, and I had to drop my one of my coworkers off in Ottawa before heading back to Montreal. And we had the game on the radio. He's a Sens fan. Well, he's a Leafs fan, but he liked the Sens also from Ottawa, of course. I'm obviously a Habs fan, right? And I remember I was driving up the 416 listening to that game when the Hamburglar became the Hamburglar, and it was just a nightmare. He beat us, and then they went on their run, and all the magic happened.
Yep. Crazy. Trent Frederick, he plays for Boston. He's kind of good. He's born on my birthday too. But I don't have.
He's okay. He's not.
I don't have superstars or anything. I'm trying to think of any old superstars.
I've got the Roadrunner and the future first overall draft pick.
That's awesome. The only person I have that's like has the most points on my birthday is Derek King, which is really who?
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, I'm checking yours. November 22nd, right?
Correct.
Go me. I'm impressed I remembered that.
Oh, it's Oscar Pistorius' birthday on November 22nd, too. That's awkward.
That is awkward. Yeah, that's not... Oh, you have Vladislav Nemesnikov on your birthday, too.
Hey, where's he now?
And Casey Middlestat.
Whatever, he sucks. Oh, yeah, Nemesnikov's in Detroit right now, I think, right?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
This is a rabbit hole, Noah. Stop. Now I'm going to my parents.
Okay, we're done. I'm going to swing it back around. It's 35 degrees outside. Summer's in full swing, and you can watch hockey on a patio.
Yeah, my cousin was watching. My dad has a lot of people born on his birthday. Okay. My cousin was watching on like a blow up screen with a projector on her lawn.
There you go.
Game 4. Yeah, she sent me a picture of it. Like, that's pretty cool.
I know a lot of people are like, hockey in summer's weird. I'm all for it. If I can wear shorts and sandals to watch a hockey game outside, I could live this life. Like, if they were to permanently shift the season later, like November to June, I'm so down. So down.
Except it's weird when, like, you go to an arena, I'm thinking, and you're wearing shorts, and then you go to an arena and you're freezing your butt off because it's, like, freezing outside, right? I mean, inside, not outside.
It's not freezing in arenas, though. It's never that cold. And, like, if you think about it, like, what Anaheim does it, Arizona does it, Dallas does it, like, it's weird for us because we're not used to it, but it's not weird. It's a thing.
I know, but I'm always cold. So
Remember they played an outdoor game at Dodgers Stadium and they managed to get the ice to work as well as possible? Like, that's impressive.
Yeah. Well, LA is not that warm all the time, though. If it was in February or January, and LA's like in like the 60s. It's not, or 70s. It's not that warm.
You want to know a fact about me?
What? You don't know Fahrenheit?
I'm terrible at Fahrenheit Celsius conversion.
Okay. So it's around, I'm going to say like 12 to 18 max in LA at that point. I'm guessing. I actually usually am good, but I'm just throwing that out of my butt, so I don't really know. 60 is 15, and
so like 20 degrees in LA.
70 is 21. That's usually a bit colder than that, but yeah, it's not that warm in LA then. But if they did it in like Arizona, that'd be nuts because that's like the desert, so way more than LA is the desert. So
today is my last day of true freedom because tomorrow we start gearing up for reopen because we reopen our patio on Friday.
Yay, you must
I
be
actually
so
think we're legally allowed to open it at 12:01 Friday morning. So I think tomorrow night at 11:59 we're going to invite people and have like a 2-hour patio party late at night tomorrow.
Okay, well you can because there's no hockey game.
Exactly. We don't even know when the schedule is going to shape up because we won so quickly. No one else is done yet.
Well, didn't Tampa win last night?
Yeah, but we're not playing them.
Yet.
Oh, that was so good.
That was funny.
I have a question. I have a hockey question. We answered the question, what does a GM do? Like, we got it answered. My next question is, how many spare sticks does a hockey player have? Because Corey Perry was going to run out.
That's not what happened. He took Anderson's.
Well, yeah, he lost 2 sticks in the game, right?
Oh, okay.
How many do they have on the bench? Like, how many, what's the appropriate number of sticks a player needs to be successful? How many sticks do they go through in a season?
There's 200 sticks. I've already Googled this. Most players go between 60 to 125 sticks a year as of 2017.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. Sticks per at a game. Like, how would you phrase that into Google? How many sticks per game?
Advanced analytics. Sticks per game. Sticks per 60.
I can't figure that out. I can't Google that.
I was just being that could be a good episode title though. Sticks per 60.
6 per 60. So apparently it's 2.65 sticks per game. So there's your answer, 2.65.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that is crazy. And I love that Corey Perry is using Josh Anderson's stick. And I think Josh Anderson should maybe try using Corey Perry's stick.
Corey Perry. What a
Corey
star.
Perry. I love him.
We're going to talk about Corey Perry in a little bit. I have some neon knee-jerk reactions for you to start off. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, I'm loading them up right now. Number 1.
Yeah.
Joel Edmondson.
Stud. What a stud. Steady Eddie is a stud. When we first got him and he sucked that first game, we're all like, what the hell does Bergevin see in this guy? And now, thank God he's there because he is such a stud. Stud Muffin Eddie. What do you think?
I was super impressed with him. My friend, the other Noah, said it best. He said, Edmondson didn't make it into my top 3 stars of the series, but he was pretty darn close. My friend Noah said it perfectly. He played a perfect series.
He did. He was a stud.
And the fact that he was rewarded with some power play time, right? I just think that's so cool. He did great. I
agree. He was fabulous. Oh my God. Our whole defense was great though. Well, most of the defense. Our top 4 were great.
Yeah, they were great. Kulak was all right. Gustafsson had a mistake, but he scored, and our power play's good. Oh my God,
I know, what happened here? Yeah.
The only person who wasn't very impressive was Romanov in this one game.
He was okay, but you know what?
Okay, and you don't expect more, but he's okay,
It was his first game. I give him a pass.
Me too, absolutely.
Yeah. And we don't have to hear when's it going to be inserted anymore, which is we're winning just for that. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Ready?
Yes.
Uncle Nate Thompson.
Aw, have a good summer, Nate.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He is. And he eliminated us last year with the Flyers. So goodbye.
I was hoping you were going to say that. That's what I was going for with that one. It's a little bit of sweet revenge. A player that we like, who plays really hard against us too, right? He understands how the playoffs work. I was so against that trade for Nate Thompson, and then he was okay. He was serviceable. I like him.
I love Nate Thompson. I love his story. I love what he's become. I'm a big Nate Thompson fan.
Yeah.
Shout out, Uncle Nate, if you ever hear this. We really like you. We'd love to have you on the show. We're big fans.
You should add me on Facebook too, Nate Thompson. We could be friends. Okay, next one. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Oh, Noah.
So wasn't somebody telling you that Pierre-Luc Dubois wasn't a first-line center and he wasn't as good as everybody thought he was?
Dodged a bullet? What?
Yeah, told you so.
Okay, you win. You're right. Maybe.
He had one good year playing with Artemi Panarin. He sucks. And now he's got attitude issues. He sucks.
Well, he's clearly not very happy, but yeah. Yeah.
He got exactly what he wanted. He kicked and screamed like a little baby, got what he wanted, and then he let down his entire city. Good job.
Well, not as much as Scheifele did, but I do have a question for you.
We'll get there.
You said that you did not like Josh Anderson because of his whole contract holding out thing.
Yep.
Has your position changed on that?
I am not going to critique any Habs player right now because I like what's happening as a team.
Okay.
in a vacuum, if we're not talking about context, yeah, I'm concerned about Josh Anderson's contract. I don't think it'll age well, and his performance this season left a lot to be desired. So,
okay.
I mean, he had the same amount of points as Max Domi. He's kind of a one-trick pony. He doesn't know how to pass, but we're in the conference final, so I'm really happy with everything he's done. Woo!
Okay.
Okay, I've got 2 left that are spicy. More foreshadowing than they are looking backwards. Are you ready?
Oh, no.
Max Pacioretty.
Anakin Slade's Montreal stand-up comes to mind whenever I hear his name.
Why?
Because the song was about him after he got leveled by Tara.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that song always comes to mind whenever I hear him. I always start singing the song. Max Pacioretty, I think he might score quite a few winners, and I'm not a fan of that. I was not the biggest Max Pacioretty fan. I think he's a great scorer. I just found he was a bit of a floater, and I've said that for years, and I know I've told you that before too. I feel like he cherry picks a lot for the pass that he can go and try to score, or he did with us. He got better at defense now, but back then that's what he was doing a lot. I wish him nothing but the best, except against us.
Yeah, he a couple of things with Pacioretty that stand out. One is that his two-way play was always great. It just didn't he kind of had Jake Gardner syndrome with us, where he stood out in a bad way all the time. You know, but but his physical play wasn't always there. If you see him in Vegas, he's rolling people right now. He's using his body size for the first time in his career, really, and combined with his good defensive play, his good offensive prowess, this guy, he's a complete player this year. It's wow to watch. I've always been a big Pacioretty fan, so I hope he does really well up until the next round.
Me too. And did you see the pass to Stone last night?
Oh my God.
So when they asked, you always do that overtime challenge thing, I put Patch and McKinnon, but my first thought was it's going to be Stone from Pacioretty or Pacioretty from Stone. And I was like, why didn't I write that out? Because I was right. I knew it was going to happen. So
did you see Sean McIndoe's tweet the other day?
No, I did not.
So it was the Vegas Golden Knights are scoring game-winning goals from Mark Stone, from Max Pacioretty, and Alex Pietrangelo. Meanwhile, your GM is saying it's still hard to trade for stars.
Oh, yes. I did hear that. I did see that tweet yesterday. I saw it last night. Yeah.
Or to acquire stars, not trade necessarily, right?
Yeah. Mark Bergevin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, he doesn't get any criticism from me right now. I got to shut up. Happily shutting up and eating crow.
I'm just saying that because he said that how we can't get a number one center when everyone else seems to trade for that stuff. That's all.
Well, none of those players are centers, so.
Okay, but still, we need elite talent, and I would take Mark Stone on my team any day. Would you not?
If Max Pacioretty's elite talent, there you go.
I don't think he's elite talent, but
he's a point per game.
Okay, you're yelling at me.
He's a point per game. What more do you want from him?
More. I want more, man.
Oh man. Okay, and then the next one. Going in the other direction of the next round.
This is going to be, yeah.
Nazem Kadri.
Oh, not at all who I thought it was going to be.
I know. Nazem Kadri.
You were going to say my favorite player, Nathan McKinnon.
Nope, I want Naz. What do you think about Naz? He's coming back if they win.
Yeah. See you next season. Okay.
That's it. You have no other opinions on Nazem Kadri right now.
I don't like him. He's dirty.
I hate him.
So do I. He's a Habs fan growing up. I think Toronto trading him was one of the stupidest ththings they could have done, to be honest with you.
I agree.
However, I don't like him, and I'm happy he's not in our conference. And I don't like him. He's dirty. I don't like dirty players. Just like I don't like Scheifele. Look, I am a huge Scheifele fan. You know this. I've told you this for years. I hate him now because of that hit. I do not like dirty players. And I understand it's a one-time dirty thing. You don't level somebody like that. I'm sorry, no matter who the hell you are. Not okay with it.
Yeah, I've always thought Scheifele was overrated, and now I can easily not like him. The cool thing about this whole series being over so fast is that I can start liking the Winnipeg Jets again. I don't hate them anymore. I hated them for that 20 minutes they were playing us, But now I like the Jets again, except for Mark Scheifele.
I really want Nikolai Ehlers. Oh my God, he's such a gamer.
It's not happening.
I know. I'm just saying I like him.
We'll get to the Jets later because we're going to have to talk a little bit about them. But those are my knee on knees. Those are good, right? We're either playing Colorado or Vegas. Do you have a choice? Do you have a preference?
Okay. So yes and no. I'm really worried. Okay, first of all, I think we're going to play Vegas. I don't think Colorado has a chance anymore, but that's just my opinion. The air in Colorado worries me. I know that sounds weird, but it's a real thing. The fact that they're 5,000 feet above sea level and the air is thinner, that really concerns me. I understand they're professionals. I understand they've played it before, except for Caufield. It scares me. I don't know. I'm iffy about it. However, we usually do pretty well against Arizona. Wrong team. Colorado, if I remember correctly. And I think we can beat Grubauer. So, and their defense is more puck moving than stay at home. So I think we could exploit that better than a stay at home type defense like what Vegas has, which has a good mix, but is also more stay at home. Personally, I kind of prefer Colorado, I think, because we can shut down McKinnon. Like Deneau can do that. So I kind of have faith in him. And I know McKinnon has said that Deneau is like the hardest
Sorry,
one to play.
Can you say that again?
Sure. What part did you hear?
That you had faith in Philip Deneau. I just want to make sure that's on the record.
Screw you. I have faith in him to be defensive. I've said that forever. I said he can't be offensive, as is proven yet again these playoffs. He's not offensive. He doesn't have an offensive bone in his body. Prove me wrong, Phil. Please prove me wrong. But he is not an offensive player.
He led the team in shots last game, which was weird. If he spent the offseason working on his shot, I think it'd be very valuable to him as a tool. But,
I'm not wrong, Noah. He's not offensive in any way, shape, or form. He actually kills offensive plays on his stick. Like, that's what he does. It kills me for both ends of the ice. Like, it's good for when he does it to the other team, but when he does it to our team, it's like we had to score, and Dom kept putting Deneau on the ice. I'm like, what are you doing, man? We need to score. Put on KK. Put on Suzuki.
They put him on the face-off, right? That's the idea.
No. He put him on at one point. It was not the face-off. It was the middle of a play. He put Deneau on. And I'm like, we were 5 in their end, and he put Deneau on. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, put on any other forward. Anyways, I'm just saying center. And you have to admit, I'm not wrong. He's not offensive.
I will kind of agree.
He's not offensive. He's a great defensive player, and I've said that forever. I've never said anything about his defense.
Phil Deneau's problem with offense is that he looks for the pass no matter what, because he doesn't trust his own shot, which, sure, okay. But the results he gets offensively, and part of that's his teammates, but not just his teammates. It's not just Tatar and Gallagher. It's the line, right?
Lacking and Gallagher.
Yeah, right? You can't deny that when he's on the ice, the puck is in their zone. And in the same way we shit on someone when they're not doing well. When they do something well, we have to give credit. Philip Deneau generates offense. It just doesn't pop to our eyes as well. And he looks like garbage offensively. But they have the highest goal share of any line of the last 3 years. And it's not just Brendan Gallagher.
But Tatar also had career years with us. So
all three of them are exceptional two-way players. They work well together in a very unique way. To say Phil Deneau's not part of that offense generating, it just doesn't hold water, right? But is he an individually offensive supreme talent? Absolutely not. No way in hell.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not offensive. I'm saying him particularly. I'm not. Why are we talking about Phil Deneau?
We should be talking about Cole Caufield and the fact that he had 2 amazing passes in back-to-back games.
He's amazing. Oh my God, this kid! Like, people are so shocked that he's a playmaker, and I'm just like, yeah.
Well, anyone who read a book on anything draft related, so I'm a big draft person. You know that I love the draft. I love prospects, right? We knew that about Cole Caufield for a year before the draft. Everyone said, watch out for his underrated playmaking skill because his best asset after his shot is his hockey mind and his hands. Like, he's got skill. The one thing he doesn't have is speed as a skater. He's not a burner. Like, he's fast, but not as fast as you'd expect someone for his size. But his playmaking and his hockey IQ are off the charts.
Yeah. It's insane. If you want
good hockey prospect stuff, you got to hit up the Athletic, Scott Wheeler and Corey Pronman. Corey Pronman especially, I think, has got a really great analysis style. It's must read for anyone who likes draft stuff. Yeah.
No, he is. Oh my God. His vision is insane. And him, Suzuki together, amazing.
I like the idea that we can have Toffoli, Suzuki, Caufield for 3 more years after this, at least.
I know. It's
so cool.
It is. I love it. It's, oh my God. And you know what's amazing? He won't be able to find the ice. He's not going to have room. He's not going to have space. All this kid does is find space or create space for himself.
He's like Corey Perry, the worm.
He could be called like, what's
Worm 2.0.
Or like, what else? Slither. A snake. That's kind of mean. I don't call him a snake.
Oh, my daughter loves snakes now, by the way. I don't know what happened, but she saw a snake in a book. And now all she talks about is snakes.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, she'll just be like, snakes, see snakes. And you're like, so then you have to show her a picture of snakes and she's just like, snake.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. What's wrong with her? Oh,
I don't mind snakes. Everyone else I know hates snakes. I'm okay with snakes. If she's not afraid of snakes, the only thing that's upsetting about that is it ruins her career to be Indiana Jones because he's terrified of snakes.
I don't think she was going to be Indiana Jones anyways. I'm really sorry. But...
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I don't think he exists aside like Harrison Ford.
Well, exactly. There's a job opening.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is? You're gonna be like Harrison. So it's gonna be like Harrison Fordette, or like, well, it doesn't work. But like Indiana. I guess Indiana could be a girl's name.
100%.
Yeah. No, you're right.
She'll be an action hero when she grows up. I'm so excited. She's already got like the fearlessness of like heights and stuff like that. Like she'll jump off anything and climb anything. So.
Aw. How about he's an axolotl? Do you know what an axolotl is?
Yes.
Maybe he could be an axolotl. They're like the cutest things in the entire world. And they like swim and slither and perfect. He can be
So
an
we have to get away from cute compliments for Cole Caufield. He has to be like handsome now and like grown up.
He's like 12, Noah. He can be an axolotl. It's fine.
He's an axolotl.
How cute are axolotls, by the way?
They are cute animals, definitely.
For anybody who doesn't know, it's AXOLOTL, and they are like the cutest little things. They're really cute. They're kind of like water snakes. It's a walking fish. They're really cute. So we'll call him, instead of a worm, he'll be the axolotl.
So speaking of worm, I'm going to swing us back because I have my 3 MVPs for the series. And if you heard me say the worm, you obviously know who one of them are. My 3 MVPs, third was Corey Perry. Number 2, Carey Price. Number 1, Tyler Toffoli. What are your 3 MVPs? How do you feel about mine? Do you think mine makes sense?
I do. I like yours. I'm going to keep yours. I think, you know what? You're going to love me even more for this. I'm going to do a Perry / can't believe I'm saying this, Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl and Yoel Armia were on my short list for that last spot, but I think Corey Perry edged them as the finisher, and because he had sparked a power play. But I can't say enough good things about Eric Stahl right now and Yoel Armia.
You must be on like cloud 9.
Yeah, I'm happy that I can love Eric Stahl again.
Solely because he plays for us.
But Corey Perry, like, because of his power play time, he got the edge for me. Like, he did a lot of good work there, and he opened the scoring and was a game 3, I think it was. Yeah. Carey Price was great. He didn't have to be insane, but he was great. So definitely, like, if you're talking Conn Smythe Trophy winner for Montreal right now, it's Carey Price, no doubt. And Tyler Toffoli for that clutch play, like, that vaults him to the top. That was sealing the deal. The energy from that play was off the charts. Like, what a boost! Like, what a shot in the arm for everybody.
Remember what I told you about Tyler Toffoli? Remember? Yeah.
Yep.
I look so smart right now. Love it. Love it. I love that nobody else offered him a deal either. Y'all are dumb, man.
Did you see that report? He told his agent to get a deal done with Vancouver, and the agent never did.
No.
Yeah, that came out a couple days ago. Thank God.
Oh my God, really?
Yep. So he wanted to stay in Vancouver, and the agent seemed to have bungled it up somehow, or Jim Benning did. Let's be real.
Right. That's crazy.
Yep. So, do you know who Jay Fresh is on Twitter?
I do. I don't think I follow them, but I see their stuff because I saw.
So their stuff is very analytics oriented, right?
Your stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you like analytics, follow them. If you don't like analytics, don't follow him. But they were showing some post game stats. The analytics from that series was the most dominant one team over the other team since the expected goals has been tracked. Like, Montreal dummied Winnipeg from start to finish every single game, even the game with Mark Scheifele. That was as dominant a performance as you can get. And then that gets doubled down really cool. Jack Hahn, another person that's a must read if you like hockey talk, wrote an article explaining Montreal's 3-man forecheck and how that dismantled Toronto and Winnipeg. It was a really great read, but it's cool because Jay Fresh will show the analytics for it, and Jack Hahn's article will explain the why and the eye test of how they got there. So those two, by their powers combined, they do a really good job of bridging the gap between eye test and analytics. It's a really cool way to look at how the Habs are playing right now, and it gives you a little bit of confidence that they're doing something right. It's not just fluke.
Okay, Colorado and Las Vegas and Tampa and Islanders and Boston, do not read those articles. Thank you very much.
So Tampa and Colorado have two of the largest analytics departments in the league. They are the analytics teams, along with Carolina, Chicago also. But I believe Colorado worked hard to get Kyle Dubas as their GM originally, right?
Right.
Yeah. So like whenever Pierre McGuire is like, see, this is why you can't look at analytics. They don't mean anything. Actually, the two of the top analytics teams are the Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning, who steamroll people. So you tell me.
Vegas is like, hey. Oh, did I include Vegas in there? Vegas also don't look. I think I did. Vegas is like, hey, look who's here. Oh, Vegas, go away. Not fair. Cheaters, don't like them. I love them, but it's not fair.
You know what's very fair?
What?
Mark Scheifele's suspension and how it's going to carry over into next year.
I love it. So he didn't lose any money because it was during
No, you
the
don't get
playoffs.
paid in the playoffs.
I know. So next year, though, he is going to lose money for that one game. And good. I'm happy. You know what? We could not have asked for a better thing than to sweep them.
I was thinking about this. I don't have a final opinion on the matter, but you know how suspensions are shorter in the playoffs?
Yep.
I think they should be longer because you're not losing salary. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, it's like an easier punishment.
It is, but they say that a playoff game is worth like 2 to 3 regular season games. So technically, he's missing like 12 regular season games, right?
Yeah, but
so
he's not losing any money for it. Like 12 regular season games would be a financial bombshell, right? Like it would hurt. It doesn't hurt him to sit out those games other than the fact he's not helping his team win, right? Like, since there's no monetary punishment for the suspension, they should add games, not take away games.
I agree, but they don't do it. Or they should say it's going to be subtracted from next year's salary.
I think that's cool. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Like prorated into next year just on a salary basis. Yeah, that's you are smarter than I am. That's the right call.
I don't know about that, but I think that's what they should do.
So Scheifele, we didn't get to see a reaction video for him in the stands after Game 4 ended, which is a shame. I would have loved to see that. You know, so you know the whole like Max Pacioretty only scores empty net goal story.
Yeah.
Mark Scheifele is actually the person who leads the league in empty net points. He sucks. I'm happy he lost, and that's good for him. And Pierre-Luc Dubois was not able to take his spot, so he sucks also. But if we're talking about 4 really great centers in the NHL right now, I'll start with Nick Suzuki. He looks great.
He does. What a stud.
You know what's standing out for me with Nick Suzuki?
What?
He's got that like not quite because he's still young, but he's got that almost Sidney Crosby body where he's 5'11", but he's like 205 or 210 or whatever. He's like he's heavy for a small guy, and he's got that low center of gravity. Like he's hard to knock off pucks.
He is. He's doing so well. Like that whole sequence that led to the Caufield to Toffoli.
Yeah, it was him grinding in the corner, right?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah. I really I have to say, it goes back to the Suzuki KK. I know you said you keep KK and I said I keep Suzuki, but like I was 50-50 and you were 50-50. Like we both couldn't really make a decision on that.
Suzuki's the one.
Sorry?
Keep Suzuki.
I keep both.
Well, yeah, I would like to keep both, ideally. Yeah.
I think KK is going to be an absolute beast. He is a beast. He's a playoff beast. Somebody told me yesterday how their son is like a coach and he watches a lot of hockey and he thinks KK is the weakest link on our team right now. And I don't.
That's not crazy to say. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't think the making that call is crazy. He's probably in the bottom couple, you know.
But he also has 4 goals, which is more than most people on our team has.
More goals per game in the playoffs than Austin Matthews.
He's going to the 3rd round. Austin Matthews like, what's that? So
Shea Weber going to the 3rd round for the first time in history.
I know. I'm so happy for him. I'm really happy for him. He looks like he's actually having fun, which is so weird to say because it's Shea, but he's like stone-faced Shea, but he seems happy. Like
this is officially the best playoff run of his career.
Yeah, no, do you think he goes into the Hall of Fame, which there's discussions he'll be a first ballot, but we'll see.
I love that discussion. Yeah, there's the discussion because of the Tim Hortons commercial, right?
Right, which is hilarious.
I don't. So right now, if he were to retire immediately, I do not think Shea Weber is a Hall of Famer, but I believe he'll get in right away because of 200 hockey men and his reputation.
Okay. Do you think so? Do they do it the same as baseball where they go in as a Hab or a Predator, or does he get to choose, or how does it work? Or is it just he's just in there first as Shea Weber, period?
Just in. I think he can choose the jersey he wears to the ceremony, kind of, but it's not as big in baseball about like, you know, who's he going to go in as? He's just inducted as a player because it's the Hockey Hall of Fame, not the NHL Hall of Fame, right? Which is why Shea Weber has a case because his Olympic golds matter.
Right. But do you think if he had to choose a jersey, he'd choose ours or Nashville?
I don't know. Tough call. I that could go either way for me, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I feel like he'd choose like the
when we win the cup in a couple weeks, knock knock. That'll swing it in our favor, right? And if we win a Stanley Cup, knock knock, he's guaranteed to be a Hall of Famer. Absolutely, there's no more question about it.
What about Carey Price?
100%, not even a doubt. He's a first ballot. Regardless of what happens in his career, he will be first ballot right away. No question.
You think he's going to go in with a Habs jersey, or he's going to go in with like a Seattle Kraken jersey?
Oh, he's not going to Seattle.
I'm kidding.
I think Seattle's going to take Lehkonen.
Oh, I hope not. I hope Seattle takes Jonathan Drouin.
They're not.
I hope they do. I hope Jonathan Drouin gets a brand new, fresh start. I think that's what he deserves, and that's where I hope he goes.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I think they take – so they're probably going to take Jake Allen, like, let's be real. But if they're not going for a goalie, which is possible, I would bet like Ben Sherratt or Joel Edmondson. Like maybe Sherratt because he's only got 1 year left after. But that's what you want, a guy who can munch up 25 minutes a night, right? So I could see Ben Sherratt going to them. But we're gonna have to talk Seattle later. Like today's not the day for that.
I know. But no, they're not getting hot Sherratt. Hell no. No.
So the last center we didn't talk about too much was KK. That line did its job well enough, I think. I think like if you're looking at our center depth, we kind of have 4 second lines. I don't think calling KK a third line or Stahl a third line makes a lot of sense right now. Like they're playing at a higher level.
I agree. That KK line is the weakest line of the 4. I would agree with that. I don't think KK is necessarily our worst player. However, he's not. Yeah, that line it's good. It's fine. Our lines are rolling. I can't complain for once, which is shocking, I know. But I'm Lekanen filling in for Evans. Evans, by the way, has been
skating.
Off ice.
No, off ice, right.
Yeah, so we're very happy to hear you're doing okay, Jake. Now, again, not that you'll ever hear this, but if you do, we're rooting for you, kid.
We got a week of rest now, which is good news for both him and Jeff Petrie.
Yes. So apparently, according to Tony Marinaro, who tends to get the stuff right, shout out Tony, he has his two of his his pinky and his ring finger were dislodged or something. Ew. Oh. Yeah, I've broken 3 fingers many times. It hurts a lot. I've never dislodged them or dislocated them. I've just broke them. They're very crooked, actually, to this day. It's kind of nasty. But Petrie, I broke. Remember those big round balls that I used to play with on the school, the playground in elementary school, those red rubber
dodgeball? Yeah,
they're like a dodgeball. Yeah. So I was hanging with my friend at recess, and she threw it, and it hit my finger and bent my finger all the way back and then forward. It was disgusting. Another time I was jumping out of somebody's van and the person slammed the door on my finger. I've broken my fingers. Playing softball, I threw with my right hand and then for some stupid reason caught the ball with my right hand instead of my left hand, which had the glove on it. Yeah, I've broken my finger quite a few times. Have you broken any fingers or bones?
I broke a toe in high school. I was running up the stairs because I was running late for school, and I kicked the stairs. And I fell into a pile of shoes. And I don't know if that broke my toe, but my first class of the day was gym, and we played soccer. So it was one of the 2 things that sealed the deal. But for a broken toe, it hurts, but there's nothing you can do.
Right.
And I broke my tailbone once. I got bumped over playing soccer in gym class by my friend. I think it was the same year, actually. And so I had to, in high school, in grade 8, right when you're trying to worry about what everyone thinks about you, I had to sit on one of those inflatable donuts in school. So if you were wondering about how the rest of my high school career went, I sat on a donut for the early parts of it. So the rest is already, written in the stars at that point in time.
You broke your coccyx.
Yes. It was sprained or broken. I don't know. It needed a donut to sit on.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
So the year mine broke was the first year I met Matt, guest of the pod.
Hey, Matt.
Good friend of mine. What's up, Matt? Right. And so in music class, I played the trombone. And Matt played the xylophone at that point in time. He switched to trumpet later. Or maybe he played the trumpet and just stole the xylophone sticks. But he used to run up behind me and drum on my ass donut. Yeah. So I hated Matt when I first met him. And now we're best friends.
You're making yourself sound cooler by the second here, by the way. Between the donut and the trombone, was it? Oh, yeah.
Hey, I was in the school band and I rocked the trombone and then I switched to drums. I was so cool. I wasn't really cool. I wish I was.
I love it.
If I had my personality and confidence now, back when I was in high school, because I was a big kid, right? I'm still a big guy, but I was bigger than my peers back then. I would have whooped wholesale ass back in high school if I had this kind of personality now. I would have been beating up bullies left, right, and center, protecting little kids and stealing bullies' lunch money to buy chicken nuggets for people. I would have been so great.
I love that. And that's the kind of person you are. I mean, you don't bully and beat up people, but...
No, I'll bully bullies.
Yeah, exactly. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11" and a half, 6 feet. I'm not super tall. My brother's the tall one in the family.
How tall is your brother?
He's 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And my dad's 6'1". Well, I'm technically the shortest guy in my family.
Well, My mother shrunk, so now I'm taller than her. But I'm only 5'4.5". So
My dad's like strong though. So my dad's biceps are literally the size of my head. Like it's crazy. He could pick me up with one hand. I have no doubt about it. Like he's the strongest person I've ever met in my life. It's crazy.
he has like Mark Bergevin arms.
He has Mark Bergevin arms. He literally does. It's crazy.
I was telling my dad how Mark Bergevin arms are bigger than my thighs.
They are. They're cannons, you know?
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway.
I saw someone, they memed it. It was like, there's that picture of Bergevin wearing the tank top, and I think it's like Jeff Molson or Scott Mellenby next to him was like half his size. And it was like regular season Leafs and playoff Leafs. And like one was Bergevin, one was, you know.
That's funny. Speaking of the Leafs, you want to talk about the CN Tower?
So I lived in Toronto for a couple of years. I'm pretty in tune with how that city likes their sports. I have a lot of friends still there that we chirp regularly in sports and stuff. I don't know who the brave soul who did that was, but if they're in Toronto, they're not very popular right now. I hope they don't get fired, but like if I was the boss of the CN Tower, I would fire him or her. And I know deep down in my heart, there is zero chance in hell Montreal would ever have done something like that for Toronto. There's no chance we let out the Olympic Stadium for the Leafs. Screw that. So I loved it. I thought it was amazing because for me, it just adds on to the troll job that we're doing to the city of Toronto.
I thought it was really funny. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good.
It's so funny.
The city. And then did you see? So one of the guys I follow on Twitter, he's a total troll, right? His handle is Abs Coverage. He's very funny to read. He wrote a comment under the CN Tower post being like, I'm embarrassed as a Maple Leaf fan. This is the biggest trash I've ever seen. People took that tweet and newspapers published it. It's like, people are outraged over this. Like he's been laughing all morning because his troll comment got published in newspapers across the country.
That's hilarious. What's also funny is somebody was like, but don't worry, Toronto, you have a great regular season team.
Yeah, so like I love because people put the North Division Champions TSN logo of the Leafs everywhere, right? Like because the TSN did a big spread. Now they've made a Habs one at the playoffs over, saying like the real North Division champions.
It's so funny. Thank you, CN Tower. We needed that, and thank you for the confidence in our team. We really appreciate it.
So that's a good segue because confidence in our team towards the GM and the coach right now, there's no chance those two are getting fired now. They're in next year no matter what. There's nothing that could happen pending scandal that would stop them from starting next season together.
Yeah, I think we all have to come to that conclusion. You are correct.
Yep, and I'm happy. Like I'm the kind of person that I have no problem being wrong. I'm not territorial in that regard. I am so happy that I'm looking like a buffoon on this one.
Me too, because someone tweeted out remember how Mark Bergevin had like everyone to fire him 2 weeks ago. I'm like, 2 weeks ago? I would have fired him 3 years ago. What do you mean 2 weeks ago?
But I was also one of the people that hopped on the early bandwagon at the start of this season that he should win GM of the year. So like I did the roller coaster of Mark Bergevin this year, and like that's my emotions talking. Hard to argue right now.
I also thought he should be GM of the year, and then I was like, no, and now I'm like, maybe, and trending towards yes, but I agree. I'm all over the map with these coaches and stuff. I also, again, have to give Dom Ducharme props for actually implementing a system that works. So
Arpin Basu said it really well the other day on the post-game podcast they recorded for The Athletic. He said when we criticize Dom Ducharme so hard, when things go right, we have a responsibility to give him credit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He's right. We're eating crow. We're stuffing it in our mouths, eating it raw. Like that's it.
So John Tory said, not sure what was up with the CN Tower last night, just confirming the Toronto Sun will not be lit up in the Montreal Canadiens colors.
That's so funny.
But you should.
Okay, I've got one more piece of Habs news that I missed last week. I forgot to talk about.
Okay.
Habs prospect fan Noah, Matthias Norlinder signed his ELC.
I know, and I'm surprised you forgot about it. So what happened is I saw it right before we recorded, and then we started recording, and I completely forgot. And then by the time we finished, I remembered, and I was like, oh, because we just hung up, and I was like, damn. But yes, I am so excited.
He is my favorite Habs prospect right now. I adore him. I was hoping we picked him in the draft, and we got him.
Me too. And what's funny is people were freaking out about Romanov, and I was like, no, I want Norlinder. And now we have Norlinder. I'm so excited.
I think Norwinder's ceiling is higher than Romanov's. I am really excited to see him get into North America with Joel Bouchard for a year and see what he can do with him. Because he's got, like, for those who don't know, and we'll talk more prospects as the season like drags on, but he's a left D, high-end offensive octane, and he likes to throw the body. Everything you thought Alex Romanov was going to be, Norwinder should be, and he does it a little easier.
And he's very, very, very offensive. That's like the good part, and that's the keyword of what you said there is he's offensive. Yeah,
he's a killer skater. He puts up points. He can run a power play, and he likes to smash people.
Yeah. I love this kid. I'm so excited. Oh my God. So excited. So excited. Oh my God. Yes.
Love it.
I can't say how excited I am without sounding like a total idiot, but yes.
So the weekend update around the league, these are going to get smaller and smaller as some teams are vanishing. So like we talked about Toronto a little bit, the CN Tower. That was wonderful. Winnipeg, a little farewell to Winnipeg. But the one thing that stood out was I remember at the trade deadline. Do you remember Kevin Cheveldayoff's reaction after the trade deadline ended?
No.
So he gave a press conference. All GMs do it, right? And you could tell from his press conference, he was pissed off. You could tell that he was trying to get players and it didn't work out. You know, he was like, sometimes you're in on deals and they just don't work out and we got to roll what we have. And remember, he traded for Jordy Bennett the last second, probably because he couldn't get anybody else, right?
Yep.
So you can tell that he didn't think his team was ready to go. He tried his best to address the roster concerns, but ultimately failed, right? So I get it now. I understand his frustration because he probably saw this coming, that they weren't good enough to compete in a smart series, right? I don't blame Paul Maurice, who we'll get to later anyways. Like, I just think the roster has flaws in it.
You know what's interesting is they really have very talented forwards. They really do. I think their defense has been kind of crappy all year, even without the DeMello injury. And Hellebuck is a fabulous goalie, but when we've seen it with Price, when your defense isn't great, look what happens, right?
Yeah, so, I think Hellebuck's the best goalie in the world right now. He's putting up special numbers that no one's giving him credit for because his team sucks. And like their special offensive talent, it's aging, right? Like Nikolai Ehlers is still in his prime. He's awesome. But Wheeler, Stastny, you know, like, so Ehlers and Connor are great. Shifley's good. But like that roster's got holes everywhere.
Yeah. It does, and but again, their defense is also very shoddy. So
it's the worst D in the league, I would say. Probably, I don't think that's a crazy statement.
I'm trying to think of who might be worse, but I agree with you.
Maybe the Senators.
That's exactly where my mind went too. It's so weird.
Yeah, and that's not even an insult to the Senators. They're rebuilding. Like the Winnipeg Jets are like trying to hold their window open, and they have the same decor like caliber as the Ottawa, right?
Yeah. No. No. How about the Kings? The Kings aren't great.
Sean Walker's underrated. I think if I forget, I might have been Jay Fresh or Jack Hahn. It was one of those two, but a couple of days ago they posted out that Sean Walker is 26 years old, I believe, with a 4-year contract at $4 million, 4.2 or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a underrated, very good right-handed defenseman who, because by virtue of being 26, he doesn't fit LA's contention window as they rebuild. So he should be something like they should pull the Anthony Mantha and trade him before they're ready to, like, so because they won't be ready in his contract duration to contend.
Right.
If the team needs a right shot D, Sean Walker is someone you should be targeting. He's an underrated defenseman on LA. Drew Doughty's the worst contract in the league, though. So
I just watched Sean Walker play for Canada at the IIHF World Championships.
He's good, huh?
Yeah, I was like, who is this guy? He was good. He was very, and then he got hurt, I believe.
Yeah.
He was out. Yeah, he was very good though. I noticed that. Anyways, and whatever. Just something I noticed is their D's not
like great. LA's D would be okay, but by virtue of having Drew Doughty, they're the worst D core in the league.
Get over your Drew Doughty hate, man.
No, I hate him, but he also sucks at hockey, so it's joyous. Tampa versus Carolina. Tampa moves on. The champs keep rolling. I expected more from Carolina, but I probably shouldn't have because the Tampa Bay Lightning are wonderful. I hate them.
I know. We all hate them for how good they are. I like them just because they're really good and they're fun, but I hate them because they're so good and it's annoying.
I like a couple players on their team. I overall hate them. Someone tweeted out, man, that Tampa Bay power play should be illegal. And the first reply was, it is illegal in the regular season. there you go, you know?
But that's true. They cheated. I know you said they're brilliant for circumventing the cap. They cheated. I'm not a fan of cheating.
So it's not cheating because it's within the rules. It's just that the rules are stupid.
Well, they need to fix that.
I agree.
cheating.
I agree. It's so stupid.
Who's your favorite Lightning?
I think I would say my favorite Lightning player is Steven Stamkos.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think you'd go that way. Okay.
I've grown to respect him over the years, and I appreciate how hard he works to come back from all his injuries he always gets.
Right.
I kind of like Andre Palat, although his headshot last night should be suspended. That was disgusting. I respect Nick Kucherov, but I don't like him.
Okay.
I like Ryan McDonough a lot. I always have been a fan of his, so I guess he might be my favorite now that I think about it, but he's like not the player he used to be.
Right.
I think Eric Chernak is underrated. He's cool. I do not like Yanni Gourde. I do not like Alex Killorn. I do not like Braden Point. This is the easiest thing in the world. Blake Coleman. I freaking love Blake Coleman. Pickles is the best.
I got Coleman in our pool when I was in your pool. I picked him up, and he was killer for me. He wasn't with Tampa at the time, but he was killer for me.
I'm terrified that Blake Coleman's going to sign in Toronto this year.
Oh, I hope not.
Because I really like him. And as a pickle juice enthusiast, I support him extra heartily. You know the story about him?
About his pickles?
Yeah, so his nickname is Pickles, right? Because he has a condition where his body needs extra electrolytes or something like that. So I believe he got it from Shea Weber, is the rumor, to drink pickle juice in between periods. And ever since he did that, his career's taken off. Like, he used to struggle, right, a little bit because his muscles were always cramping up because he didn't have enough electrolytes. So anyways, his nickname Pickles stuck because in between periods, he's drinking pickle juice. And him and his sister now are starting a pickle juice company. They'll be selling like bottled pickle juice for you to drink as like a sports drink.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually disgusting, but good for him.
I drink pickle juice. I do.
Do you? Why?
Because it's high in electrolytes. It's very, very healthy for you.
But it's like vinegar.
Vinegar is healthy for you.
Oh, yeah. It also cleans stuff. My dad loves vinegar with fries. And I'm like, dude, that literally is what you use to clean like floors. No, I hate vinegar.
So when I'm trying to eat healthy, part of my eat healthy regime always involves having like a small glass of pickle juice every day to keep my electrolytes up and your salt content, right? Because you need to keep your salt content up.
That's really weird, by the way.
Yeah, super healthy. Shea Weber would rub pickles on his legs, apparently.
What?
Yeah. Google it. It's a thing. It's weird.
Brendan Gallagher keeps a container of pickle juice to rub on. Hold on. Brendan Gallagher now with pickle juice. What is this? A pickle juice?
Pickles are very healthy. They're a superfood.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Always like you should always have pickles in your house. They're a great food. Not only are they delicious, they're super healthy, and the juice is awesome. Especially like if for those who like drinking beer, if you want to cure your hangover, pickle juice is like before you go to bed is a great idea.
Okay. This is weird. Very weird.
You know what's weird?
Pickles?
The Islanders and Boston series.
Yeah, I thought Boston was going to steamroll them. What is happening?
The Islanders are playing Montreal Canadiens-ish hockey.
Okay.
And we all know that Montreal Canadiens hockey beats the Boston Bruins. So, you know.
Well, not last year, but yeah. Not the last
in the playoffs when it matters.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Well, except that one year when they won the cup. But yeah.
Yeah, we gifted it. We felt bad, so we gave them one.
I still have not to this day seen video of Boston winning the cup. I turned off my TV and has not watched it.
Oh, really?
I refuse.
In the same game as the Tampa Bay Lightning, like I don't like the Bruins. Actually, I respect the Bruins a lot more now, 10 years later. But back when I hated them, except for Zdeno Chara. I'm a huge Chara fan. Watching him lift the cup, I thought was really special.
Yeah, no, I never watched it. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah, I get that. Boston has been removed from my teams that I hate. Like, I hate them because I'm supposed to hate them. Like, obviously, like, I hate a lot of teams, but they're not like my like reviled team that I can't. They're not my arch nemesis like they used to be. I have a lot of respect for them. I have no problems hoping Boston wins games sometimes, you know, as long as it's not against us. And if it was like, I like Boston because they vanquish Toronto all the time too. So like, I cheer for them actively in those situations.
You know what? I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I'll hate them again next year, I'm sure. But for right now, I'm okay with Boston. I don't care.
And they're entertaining. They play a great brand of hockey that's fun. They have a clear identity. And I hate saying this out loud, but Brad Marchand's probably the most underrated player in the game. I
don't think he's underrated at all. He's amazing. But David Pastrnak.
100 points, and no one talks about it.
I know, but David Pastrnak is like one of my favorite players. I adore him.
Pastrnak gets more credit than Brad Marchand. It's crazy.
I know, and they're both amazing. They're that perfection line, as they call them, I believe, is great. Elite.
I love when lines get names. I think that's so cool.
So, what would you call the Stahl Perry Armia line? I call it the old age security line. You?
Like the anti-fourth line, because it's not a fourth line. Everyone talks, Stahl on the fourth line. I hate how they number our lines because we don't have a first, second, third, fourth line. It's not a thing.
And all of our lines play pretty equal minutes too. So
exactly. Like Eric, that line of Stahl, Armia, and Perry is a third line by ice time and deployment. There is no fourth line. We don't have a fourth line.
No, I agree. Anyways, yeah. Vegas and Colorado. Did you watch the game last night?
I did not, because I was very tired after a long day of working and training, working in the sun, then training and doing stuff, getting ready for open. I watched a couple of highlights.
It was crazy.
I don't like. I think Vegas is in their head, and I think Colorado might be at this point. So, like, I want to preface this because commenting on what teams are doing in playoffs, I realize even more validated this year is freaking stupid, because anyone who calls anything is going to be wrong no matter what. They're idiots. So, like, I'm going to say what I think, but I understand that I know nothing about how the playoffs work. No expert in the world knows how the playoffs work, clearly. So, whatever. But it looks to me like Colorado is in that phase where the really good team doesn't know how to get over the hump against the seasoned veteran grizzled team of the Vegas Golden Knights. Because Colorado's got some players, but not players who have won anything really, right? So they're getting experienced out of their series right now. Vegas is in their heads. Vegas, who's been to the Cup final, knows how to win.
Yes.
But I could be completely wrong, and the Avalanche could win 10-0 next game, and that'll be normal. I wouldn't be shocked, right? Like,
no, I really thought the Avalanche were to come out flying last night and win, and they didn't, and I was quite surprised. And then they lost in overtime. Yeah,
and that's our trip around the league. Our fumble of the week, there's two things I want to touch on the fumble of the week. The first is which is not the fumble of the week. Paul Murray skipped the handshake line. It's not the first time he's done it. I don't care about that. It doesn't bug me at all. There's no reason to get angry about it. It's really not a big deal.
I think it's kind of rude.
Yeah, but it's the playoffs. Who cares?
I don't care. It's over. So
everyone's rude to each other in the playoffs. Like, who cares if the guy's about to get fired? He's in a bad mood. I get it. You know?
No, you still go and appreciate the other players. We would go and shake Scheifele's hand if he was in the lineup. We would have to do it.
Yeah, I get that, but it just doesn't bug me that he didn't. I'm not going to like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like, the people tried to really drum up some outrage over it. It's not the first time he's done it. He's done it a couple times before in other playoff series. It's his thing. Who cares? He's a gamer, right? Like, that's his thing. He'll do anything to send messages to people, and I'm fine with it.
Did he shake Edmonton's hand when he beat them?
I don't know, but I know, like, back in 2015 against the Ducks, I think it was, he didn't shake hands. He just left. Like, he shakes the coach's hand and then leaves, kind of.
Right. Yeah. People were saying maybe it was COVID related, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because he's done it before COVID. But like, It doesn't bother me. What does bother me?
Yes.
The Masterton nominations came out.
Okay.
And Patrick Marleau got a Masterton nomination.
Okay.
I hate that. So like, I get the idea, the old man award dedication to hockey, but he already broke the game record, so he got a recognition this year, and he sucked at hockey this year. I think the biggest snub in the world, there is one person in the NHL who should get the Masterton trophy as an old guy right now. It was the biggest freaking snub I've seen for that award, and it bugs me.
Joe Thornton?
Nope, his teammate Jason Spezza. How do you not give that award to Jason Spezza, who as a 38-year-old was lights out all year, and one of the only people on his team in the playoffs who actually gave a shit and played hard?
True.
Like, how do you give it to Marleau? Who cares?
But weren't these nominees done before the playoffs?
Yeah, but he was still great in the regular season. You put up very reasonable numbers, like very respectable numbers. And Patrick Marleau was objectively dog shit at hockey this year.
He also, set records and
one record that he's going to get in the Hall of Fame for, like in the record books for. So you don't need to give him a trophy too. He's got his thing. When is Jason Spezza going to get any recognition for what he does?
Oh, you're right. Patrick Marleau only had 9 points this year.
He sucked. Like, understatement sucked.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They shouldn't re-sign him, but they might, because they're going to be bad and they might as well, right? Like, he's going for the Iron Man streak next,
Is he? That's a pretty crazy streak.
Do you know who the top 3 players for the Iron Man streak are right now?
Well, it was Yandel.
Yandel's in there, yeah.
And...
So Patrick Marleau is the leader right now.
Is he?
Yeah. And then in between Marleau and Yandel is Phil the Thrill Kessel.
Oh, really?
I love this because the Iron Man streak is always thought about as these big, tough players, Doug Jarvis, right? Like these like muscle-bound monsters who can handle it. And you're going to get Patrick Marleau and Phil Kessel, people that have been called soft their entire career, outlasting all those tough musclehead chunks. Like, I love it.
Well, Keith Yandel's leading it.
Is Yandel still number one?
Yeah, he has 922 games. That's what I thought.
So all three of them can crack Doug Jarvis's record next year if they play a full season, I believe.
Yandel only needs 44 games. Patrick Marleau's at 910 and Phil Kessel's at 900.
All three of them can break Doug Jarvis's record next year. So the only reason I want Patrick Marleau to play next year is for the Ironman record. But Yandel might not play a full season next year. They were going to scratch him this year, right? The only reason they didn't scratch him is that the locker room freaked out about it.
Well, Brent Burns is on that list too, and he's still going strong also. He's at 597, but the record is...
That's still 400 games behind Doug Jarvis. Yeah. Doug Jarvis is like 962, I think, right?
964, yeah.
964. So the cool thing about Doug Jarvis's stat in that regard is that was the start of his career until his retirement. He didn't miss a game his entire career.
Really?
Yeah, wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and Phil the Thrill Kessel is going to beat it. Maybe awesome. As a Montreal Canadian. I just want you to think of the storyline of Montreal and Toronto meeting each other and Phil Kessel scoring on them.
Well, I would like that with Tuna Tatar or Nick Suzuki scoring on Vegas.
One of the takes I saw that was funny the other day was how funny would it be? And like, sorry, Tatar, but like if Montreal plays Vegas in the next round and Tatar got benched on the playoffs by both teams.
Well,
ouch.
Funny or true? Yeah.
Okay, do you have a hottie of the week?
I do. Okay, so I'm not sure if I already mentioned him because I think I keep forgetting who I mentioned. So I have two just in case I already mentioned. I try to do like a hab or ex-hab and then a non-hab. Okay. So have I mentioned Josh Anderson? If you didn't, we talked about it because he's a dreamboat. He also looks like Nate Bolia. Yeah, okay, so I think we did talk about him. Okay, cool. And then did I mention Carey Price? Yes. So I've mentioned all the hotties on the habs apparently.
Because we had a conversation about Carey Price's hair. And like now his goatee look is great.
Yes. Okay. So how about Alex Wenberg?
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. He's a little scrawny, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
But he's cute.
I was a big fan of his, obviously, because of the Columbus connection, right? Yep. He was one of their 3 first-round picks that year. Yep. And he had one really great year, got paid for it, and was never able to keep it up. He's a third-line center is what he's going to be. That's it, you know?
Yeah, but he's really cute. So, hey,
yeah,
Alex.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Florida
awesome.
Panthers.
Yep. And he's very cute.
I think it's cool because the Florida Panthers' new GM is Bill Zito, right, from former AGM of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And he took on Wenberg and Marcus Nudavara, former Blue Jackets, right? So he brought them from his old organization into his current organization because he clearly sees value in what they bring to the table.
Well, that's what Mark Bergevin did with your boy Danault.
Yeah, worked out like a freaking charm. Love it. $8 million a year for Phil Danault. Let's go. No, I'm joking.
Oh, God, no.
So joking.
Not even close. No.
Not even close. All right. You have a rant? Anything you want to rant about?
Well, I just want to comment. It's not really a rant, although I can make it a rant. But I just want to comment on this coverage of Sportsnet is killing me. They are so homers towards any team that's not Montreal. I don't need to hear about what the Leafs are doing when they're not even playing. Like, they're out. Give it up. Same thing with Winnipeg. I don't need to hear about what Winnipeg's going to be doing next round when the Habs are playing. Habs won. Suck a lemon. Get over it. Stop bitching. Support us. Actually, maybe I prefer they don't support us because then we win. But
correct.
Oh my God, this narrative and like how all they talk about, like we're watching the game and all they talk about is what Winnipeg has to do to win. But if Montreal was losing, it would be what Winnipeg has to do to keep winning. You know what I mean? Like, also, I want to give props to Montreal for having that leading record there of not being behind and being in the lead.
It's the second longest record in NHL history.
Behind the 1960 Montreal Canadiens. So it's like, we're going to outdo us maybe. So I'm really, really, really proud of this team. And I know we don't want to make any predictions. Would you rather play Colorado or Vegas?
Because I know nothing about hockey and I'm just a big idiot in general, I'm going to say I'd rather we play Vegas.
Okay, I think I'd rather play Colorado, but I'd take either. The only thing is I think we can beat Fleury. I really do.
We've done it before.
Exactly. So that doesn't really scare me. However, their defense is better than anything else we faced yet. But their offense reminds me of Toronto. So,
well, Colorado has they're dropping the Norris nominees any minute now, probably, right? They might already be out in the last couple of minutes, but Cale Makar is probably going to be on that list. He's a Norris candidate. Like, he's that good. I'm a huge fan of his. However, the only thing I have to say about him is he's kind of reminds me of Erik Karlsson. Yes, that's a two-time Norris Trophy winner. That's one of the best defensemen of the last, arguably the best defenseman of the last 10 years. That's a good call. That's high praise.
Yeah. So it's Fox, Hedman, and Makar.
Wow. So Adam Fox should win it. They might give it to Hedman because people who vote on these awards are stupid. Hedman wasn't good this year. I
really like Adam Fox.
Yeah, he's great. He's the Norris winner. Like, he should win it hands down. It shouldn't even be a contest. And he's a sophomore. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the Cale Makar, Erik Karlsson comparison, they're very similar in how they play the game.
Yes, and that makes me think he should be a forward. But anyways, that's just something I'm going to say is just back to the quick rant is start supporting all the Canadian teams. Stop being biased. It's really annoying. It's obnoxious. I understand you're being paid by Sportsnet and Rogers and Toronto companies, but you can cheer for other teams and stop being homers. It's very annoying for all of us who get stuck listening to you. Not everybody cares what Austin Matthews' favorite cereal is. We don't care.
This is the time of year to double down on your following and reading of Eric Engels, because he's the guy at Sportsnet who is doing it right. And you could tell he's happy about it, right? It's friend of the show, already a pleasure to listen to. Even more so now. It's great. It's great. And he's so calm in his takes. He's so rational in how he talks about the game. I love it.
I agree. So thank you, Eric.
I discovered a dream job by going through watching the bad media coverage from some places, right? Yeah. I want to be someone who asks post-game questions to players, because so many times the reporters fumble their questions and they're their dumbest questions ever, looking for cheesy sound bites. I would rock that job.
That's a job I want to. I would love to ask them the true hard questions. Then I'd probably be fired. So we have to start our own media publication to do it with. Maybe we can get credentials.
Question. I'm so Carey Price
we won.
Yeah, right. You know what I would have asked Carey Price?
What?
Carey, you're amazing. Can you do me a favor though? Pump Cole Caufield's tires for everybody in the room. Talk about the kid. And just get them an opportunity to get some personality in there and let them have fun with their interviews, right? Why are you making the interviews something that they hate doing?
I agree. My favorite comment though was it hard when you had no shots?
Yeah, and he's he was so shut the hell up. What a dumb question.
Did you hear Toffoli when he was the Sportsnet was talking to him and he's like, well, you're kind of killing the buzz here.
I thought it was so good. I love that, right? That's the thing. If I was doing that interview, I'd be like, hey man, I'll just be a second because I know you got more important things to do. Talk to me about Nick Suzuki's past. And he's like, oh, so cool, right? Love it, fan. Okay, you got to go, man. We'll talk later.
Yeah, I agree. We should make the entertaining media channel.
I'm so down. Fumble Puck Broadcasting.
Exactly.
Hey, future projects coming. If anyone wants to invest in us, I'll get a PayPal account.
Or no, GoFundMe. Let's start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Yeah.
All right. On that note, go Habs go. Thanks for listening, everybody. Subscribe, press the button. You know what to do. Find us on all social media platforms at Fumble Puck Pod. Shoot us an email. Seriously, if you want to sponsor us or work with us, let us know. We're available. Sometimes. No, we're available. Go Habs go. Go Habs go. Go Habs go. So proud of you guys. I know Noah is too.
No drinking beer streak continues. Let's go.
Go Habs go.